Welcome back. For those who've been following along, yes, we're still with My Great Band. And just to recap, we've created a band, we've created some contacts, we've created a venue that's managed by an agent, we've created some press, we've created some suppliers, we've linked the suppliers to the press and the merchandise. But really, that's all quite tedious. What's the point of being in a band if we're not going to play gigs? So that brings us to the beginning of the excitement. The gigs. So, to create a gig, we start off with a description. And because My Great Band is a pretty good band, we've actually just come out of the studio, we've recorded our debut album, and we're going to go on an album launch tour. So I'm going to call this the album launch. Let's call it album launch. And this particular gig is a little bit of a sneak preview of what's coming up in later modules when we get to the festivals. But at the moment we've only got one venue to find, so that's going to be the only place we can play. So we'll play our album launch at the Zoo, and we're actually going to play that on Friday the 9th of September as the closeout to Big Sound. It's going to be our album launch. It's going to be very exciting. The gig start time for Friday night is going to be 7:30 for the doors open, and the gig will finish at midnight. That's a good time for a gig to finish. The pay, we can either have a door, we can have a person deal, all kinds of complicated options about how we can deal with our pay, and you can experiment with that. But for the time being, let's just say that we're going to get paid a flat fee of $500 for our album launch at the Zoo. Wouldn't that be nice? Now, we have the option to say that this is a confirmed gig or a tentative gig, and that has repercussions within the festivals module and within the calendaring. For the sake of this demonstration, we're going to say that this is a confirmed gig. I've got the word back from the agent who manages the Zoo, and they've said this is locked in, so we confirmed. There's also the option to set up a bar deal if you have a bar deal on the go. We're taking our straight 500 as the total pay. Load-in time for the 7:30 show is 6 o'clock, and the sound check is from 6:30. We can leave this just that sound engineer to indicate we're using the house sound engineer, but we're going to be using our mate Brian, who we'd set up earlier as a sound engineer, and he's going to set us back $50, which is not bad considering it's a 3-set show. So when we enter the number of sets, that's best entered as the number of total sets on the night, or you can just enter it as the number of sets that your band will be playing. So you'll see here that by selecting 3 sets, we've now got 3 entries down here. So we can say that all of the sets are being played by My Great Band, or if that's not what we want, we can pencil in that we have Peter the solo sitar player on first, followed by some newcomers called the Beatles on second, and then My Great Band will be rounding out the night at the end. And so here's where we can work out our set time. So we've got the doors opening at 7:30. As we said, we don't like to keep the punters waiting too long for their music. So we're going to have Peter the solo sitar player on at 7:45, and he's going to entertain the crowd with a solid 30 minutes of traditional sitar. Then there's going to be a half-hour changeover, and then at 8:45 the Beatles will come on. We quite like the Beatles. We think they're going to go somewhere and be something. So we're going to give them an hour and a quarter. They've got a couple of albums to get through. And then because it's our album launch, we're coming on last at 10:30 and going through till close at midnight. So this allows you to plan the whole night out if you own the event and are booking in the support bands and organising the set timings yourself, or alternatively you can just enter one set and put down the time that you've been allocated if you're just turning up. So we'll save that away. Our album launch at the Zoo. And then what we'll discover now, if we go and have our first look at the calendar module, is that we see here on Friday from 7:30 till 12 at the Zoo is the album launch. And then you can go and edit and delete that gig as though you were back in the gig module. The use of the tentative and confirmed flag when we were creating it, if we try and book a gig and there's already a confirmed appointment, then it won't let you do that. You'll get a warning. The tentative gig is used when applying for festivals so that you can see that you have tentatively got something that weekend if you get accepted to the festival. But that's the subject of another video. I'll leave gig management there for the moment.